So one of the biggest problems that a lot of athletes have is with their overhead press, and it stems from not having structural integrity in their shoulders, from a lifestyle lived where we're carrying backpacks or sitting down a lot. The whole thoracic kyphosis associated with living in modern society leads to a situation where the biceps, typically the biceps, the pec minor, and the upper trapezius becomes overdeveloped or tonic in relation to the muscles that force thoracic extension, you understand? So what ends up happening is, and then what happens, which is even worse, is you go into a bodybuilding gym and you start bench pressing and shrugging and doing curls. And so you're further facilitating that imbalance. And then you go to do a basic human movement, a primal pattern, which is push something over your head. It doesn't get much more basic than that, besides picking it off the floor. Pick off the floor, put over your head, but you're dysfunctional now. So it ends up looking like this. How many guys have you seen, you know, they say don't do behind the neck shoulder press. Well, that's because you have no ability to extend fully. You have no ability to get that ball in the joint to move through the full range of motion properly, like an Olympic lifter would when he's snatching. So I've often talked about corrective stretching in the way where you're taking certain muscles and stretching them individually. You want to stretch your upper trapezius, of course. I've showed you this. I have courses about this. You want to stretch the pecs. You want to stretch the bicep. Like I said, those are the three that usually create the reciprocal inhibition. I'm going to show you today what I call an organic stretch. And the reason why I call it organic is because it's more of a movement-based stretch, like yoga, than a corrective stretch in that you're going to pinpoint the muscles individually. And in fact, I learned this. I got the idea from one of the yoga classes I took where we would do something called the downward dog. And I started to realize, man, this position is really causing my shoulders to open up, causing my thoracic extension to happen. And I know that I would find a way that I could translate into my pre-workout corrective stretching just against a wall. What you really want to do is reach your hands up as high as you can, as if you would be doing a downward dog in yoga, but you're going to place them on the wall. Then from here, I like to keep everything extended, including my fingers. Elbow extension, finger extension, and then drop my body down between my shoulders. Hopefully you can hear me. So the objective here is to drive my core, my head and spine down through my arms. Now a lot of you guys, you're gonna look like this. I get it. You're gonna be bent here, it's gonna look like shit. But ultimately the idea is to be able to get somewhere around here. You might even get some popping and cracking in your spine. I assume that's all right. What I would invite you to do is take your time and be gentle with the stretch. Start to become mindful of what muscles are being very aggressive and getting aggravated when you do it. And then by bringing attention to those muscles, they start to sort of go to sleep, if you will. But you can't force someone to go to sleep. Just like you can't force a muscle to go to sleep. So you almost have to seduce it. Stay there, take your time, breathe, put on some classical music or something, and just chill out in that position. And then ultimately you'll begin to feel the muscles opening up over time. And that will lead to your ability to press more functionally, especially in the overhead position. Hope that helps. Done.